gonna be real with you. I used to be the worst when it came to eating healthy. Fast food for lunch, frozen dinners at night, energy drinks for breakfast. Classic disaster. So when my doctor told me my cholesterol was through the roof at 29 years old, I knew I had to change something. That's how I found Nutrilife. You've probably seen the ads. Perfectly balanced meals delivered weekly, organic, sustainable, life-changing results. All that influencer nonsense. But the reviews were insane, like thousands of 5-star ratings, people posting crazy before and after photos. And honestly, it was cheaper than my usual takeout habit. My name's Casey, and I signed up for Nutrilife 3 months ago. Best decision of my life. Or so I thought. The first week, the meals showed up right on time. Sunday morning, big insulated box on my doorstep. 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches, 7 dinners. All labeled, perfectly portioned, just heat and eat. And they were good, like suspiciously good. The kind of good where you can't believe something healthy could taste like that. The chicken had this perfect flavor I couldn't place. The grain bowls were addictive. Even the vegetable sides were incredible. I lost 5 pounds the first week. My energy went through the roof. I was sleeping better, thinking clearer, crushing it at work. By week 3, I'd lost 15 pounds. People were asking what I was doing. I felt amazing. Week 4, I cut my finger opening one of the meal containers. Just a tiny slice on my thumb. I stuck it in my mouth without thinking and tasted something weird. Metallic. Familiar. It tasted like the chicken from lunch. Weird, right? But I shrugged it off. Probably just blood mixing with whatever seasoning they used. Week 6, I was down 25 pounds. My doctor was thrilled, my friends were jealous. I'd never felt better in my life. The meals just kept getting better and better, like they were adapting to exactly what I wanted. That's when I noticed the ingredient lists were getting vague. Week 1 had been super detailed. Organic chicken breast, quinoa, kale, olive oil, sea salt, black pepper. Normal stuff. But week 6, the label just said protein blend, grain composite, vegetable matrix, proprietary seasoning blend. I called customer service. Hey, yeah, I'm loving the meals, but I noticed the ingredients aren't as specific anymore. I like to know what I'm eating. The woman on the phone had this weird pause before answering. All Nutrilife ingredients are carefully selected for optimal nutrition and bioavailability. Our proprietary blends are what make our results so exceptional. Right, but what's actually in the protein blend? I'm not authorized to share that information, but I can assure you everything is FDA compliant and perfectly safe. That should have been a red flag. But I felt so good. The best I'd ever felt. So I kept eating. Week 8, I cut my finger chopping vegetables. My own vegetables, not the Nutrilife ones. Just making a salad on the side for extra greens. I ran my finger underwater and watched the cut. The blood looked weird. Thinner than normal. And it had this faint smell that reminded me of the meals. That night, I couldn't eat my Nutrilife dinner. Something felt off. I pushed it around the plate, and that's when I noticed something in the protein blend. A hair. A single hair embedded in the textured protein. I pulled it out and held it up to the light. It was my hair. Same color, same thickness. I'm sure of it. I threw the meal away and spent the night Googling Nutrilife ingredients and what is in meal prep services. Nothing. No scandals, no warnings, nothing but glowing reviews. But I found one old Reddit thread from 2 years ago, just one comment, downvoted to hell. If you're doing Nutrilife, really check your body, really check it. The weight you're losing isn't fat. The comment had been deleted, but someone had quoted it in a reply calling them a conspiracy theorist. I went to my bathroom and stripped down, looking at myself in the mirror. I'd lost 30 pounds. I looked great, toned, healthy, energetic. But there were these tiny marks, barely visible, little dots on my arms, my legs, my stomach. Not scars exactly, more like extraction points. I pressed on one. There was a tiny hard bump underneath, like a bead. My hands started shaking. I grabbed my phone and took photos of all the marks. There were dozens, maybe hundreds. I'd never noticed them before because they were so small, so perfectly placed. I called Nutrilife again. I need to cancel my subscription right now. I'm sorry to hear that. Can I ask why you're canceling? I just need to stop. How do I cancel? Well, let me pull up your account. Oh, I see you're on our optimal results plan. That plan has a minimum commitment period to ensure maximum benefit. You're locked in for 6 months. You're only at week 8. I don't care about the commitment. Cancel it. I'm afraid that's not possible. The contract you signed is legally binding. If you stop the program early, there will be severe penalties. What kind of penalties? She paused. Biological ones. My blood went cold. What does that mean? Nutrilife meals are specially formulated to work synergistically with your body. Stopping abruptly can cause complications. What kind of complications? I'm not authorized to discuss that, but I can transfer you to our medical team. Medical team? You're a meal prep service. Please hold. I hung up and immediately tried to find the contract I'd signed. I'd done it all online, just clicked through the terms and conditions like everyone does. I found it in my email, pulled up the PDF. Page 47, section 12.3. Participant acknowledges that Nutrilife meals contain bioactive compounds designed to optimize cellular function. These compounds integrate with participants' biological systems over the course of treatment. Discontinuation of treatment before completion may result in systemic rejection, cellular degradation, or complete biological failure. I read it 3 times. They weren't just feeding me, they were changing me. I went to the mirror again and looked at those marks. Extraction points. They weren't putting things into my body, they were taking things out. The weight I'd lost wasn't fat. It was me, my actual tissue. And the meals I was eating. I ran to the fridge and grabbed tonight's dinner, ripped open the container. The protein blend looked different now that I was really looking at it. The texture, the color. It matched my skin tone exactly. I grabbed my phone and called 911. 911, what's your emergency? I need help. I think they're harvesting my tissue and feeding it back to me. Sir, can you explain what you mean? The meal prep service, Nutrilife. They're taking parts of me and putting them in the meals. I've been eating myself. There was a long pause. Sir, have you consumed any drugs or alcohol tonight? No, I'm serious. Look them up. Nutrilife. They have extraction points on my body. The ingredients are vague because they're using human tissue. My tissue. Sir, I'm going to send someone to do a welfare check. I hung up. They thought I was crazy. Maybe I was crazy. I looked at the meals sitting on my counter. 3 months of meals. 3 months of perfect nutrition. 3 months of feeling better than I'd ever felt. 3 months of being slowly replaced. The thing is, I still felt amazing. Better than amazing. Whatever they were doing, it was working. I was healthier, stronger, more energetic than I'd ever been in my life. But I wasn't the same person anymore. Not really. How much of me was even left? My phone buzzed. Email from Nutrilife. We've noticed you missed tonight's meal. Remember, consistency is key to optimal results. Your week 9 delivery is scheduled tomorrow. We've customized next week's menu based on your current biological needs. You're going to love what we have prepared for you. Happy face. I opened the email attachment. Next week's menu. Every single meal was labeled the same way. Personalized protein blend.
Before we reveal what happens next, what do you think is waiting in that room? Drop your theories in the comments below. And if you're brave enough to keep watching, hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's find out the terrifying truth. I opened the email attachment. Next week's menu. Every single meal was labeled the same way. Personalized protein blend. There was a photo attached, a before and after. The before was me from 3 months ago. Overweight, tired,
unhealthy. The after was me now. Perfect, glowing, better than I'd ever been. But if I looked really close at the after photo, I could see them. The extraction points, hundreds of them, all over my new, improved body. And beneath the photo, a caption, Casey Month 3, 73% optimization complete. Projected completion, Month 6. 73% of me had been replaced. In 3 more months, I'd be 100% optimized. What happens at 100%? My doorbell rang. I looked through the peephole, a Nutrilife delivery driver. But it was Sunday. They only deliver on Sundays, and it was Saturday night. The driver waved at the peephole, like they knew I was looking. They were holding a box, but not a regular meal box. This one was bigger, much bigger. The label read, Final Delivery, Casey. I didn't open the door. The driver just smiled and left the box on my doorstep. I watched through the window as they drove away. The box is still sitting there. I haven't eaten in 12 hours. I'm starting to feel wrong, shaky, sick, like my body is rejecting itself because I'm not giving it what it needs, what I need, what they made me need. I think I know what's in that box outside. I think it's the rest of me, the final 27%, all prepared, ready to consume. All I have to do is open the door, bring it inside, heat it up, and finish the optimization. I'm so hungry. I've never been this hungry in my life, and I know exactly what will make me feel better.
If this story is giving you chills, imagine what's coming next. Hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next tale of horror, because things are about to get much, much worse. Look, I work in tech, so I'm not some paranoid person who thinks their computer is haunted or whatever. I understand how software works. I know about bugs, glitches, security vulnerabilities. But what happened with my Microsoft Teams account over the past month? That's not a bug. That's something else entirely. My name is Alex, and I'm a project manager at a mid-sized software company. We went fully remote 2 years ago, and like everyone else, we live in Microsoft Teams. It's always open on my laptop. Green dot means I'm available, yellow means away, red means busy. You know the drill. I'm pretty strict about my status. When I step away from my desk, I set it to away. When I'm in a meeting, busy. When I'm done for the day, I close Teams completely. I'm not one of those people who stays green 24/7 trying to look productive. I have boundaries. Or at least, I thought I did. It started small, about 5 weeks ago. I came back from lunch and my status was green, available. But I definitely set it to yellow before I left. I shrugged it off. Maybe I'd forgotten. Maybe it auto-reset. No big deal. But it kept happening. Every time I stepped away, bathroom break, coffee run, whatever, I'd come back to find my status had switched from away back to available. I asked IT about it. Yeah, Teams can be glitchy with status settings, Mike from IT told me over chat. Try updating your app. I updated. It kept happening. Clear your cache, Mike suggested. I cleared it. Still happening. After 2 weeks of this, I just accepted it. Annoying, but whatever. Not worth stressing over. Then my coworker Jessica messaged me. Hey, thanks for jumping on that bug fix last night. You're a lifesaver. I stared at the message. What bug fix? The one in the dashboard? You messaged me at like 11 p.m. saying you'd handle it. Saw you were online. I scrolled through my sent messages. There it was. Sent from my account at 11:17 p.m. last night. Hey Jessica, I've got some time tonight. I'll knock out that dashboard bug. Don't worry about it. I didn't write that. I was asleep at 11 p.m. I'm always asleep by 10:30. I'm a morning person. Oh, no problem, I typed back, my hands shaking slightly. Glad I could help. I immediately checked my sent messages. More messages I didn't remember sending. Not a ton, but enough. Quick responses to coworkers. Sure, I'll take a look. On it. No problem.
all sent during times I wasn't at my computer. I changed my password immediately. That night, I made sure to close Teams completely before bed, shut down my laptop, unplugged it for good measure. The next morning, I opened Teams and checked my activity log. 9:47 p.m., status changed to available. 10:23 p.m., message sent to James. 11:02 p.m., message sent to Jessica. 11:34 p.m., status changed to away. 11:35 p.m., status changed to available. 2:18 a.m., file shared in project channel. 2:45 a.m., status changed to away. My laptop was shut down, completely off, and somehow my Teams account was active all night. I called IT immediately. "Mike, someone's accessing my account." "Did you change your password?" "Yes, yesterday." "Well, change it again. Enable two-factor off." I did. Strong password, random characters, two-factor off on my phone. That night, same thing. Activity log showed me online from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Messages sent, files accessed, status changes. But here's the thing that really freaked me out. The messages were good. They were helpful. They sounded like me. Whoever was accessing my account knew my job well enough to do it competently. I started documenting everything, screenshots, activity logs. I set up my phone to record my laptop screen overnight just to prove it was shut down. The next morning, my manager Devin messaged me. "Hey Alex, great work on the client presentation last night. The edits you made were perfect. Client loved it this morning." I didn't make any edits. I didn't even know we had a client presentation. I checked the file history. My account had opened the presentation at 1:47 a.m. and made extensive professional edits. Good edits, better than I probably would have done. This wasn't just someone accessing my account. Someone was doing my job at night while I slept. I went to HR. "I think my account has been compromised. Someone is logging in as me at night and doing work." The HR rep, Sandra, looked concerned. "That's a serious security issue. We'll launch an investigation." They checked everything. IP logs showed all activity came from my home IP address, my home network. Device fingerprinting confirmed it was my laptop. Two-factor authentication logs showed no unauthorized access attempts. According to every technical metric, it was me logging in, doing work, all night. "Alex, is it possible you've been working at night and just forgetting?" Sandra asked carefully. "Have you been under a lot of stress?" "I'm not crazy," I said. "My laptop is shut down, completely off. I can prove it." I showed them my phone videos, me shutting down the laptop, closing it, going to bed, laptop remaining closed all night. "Then how is your account active?" Sandra asked. That's when IT Mike came back with something interesting. "Your account is running on a virtual machine," he said. "Someone cloned your laptop environment onto a cloud server. They've got a perfect duplicate of your system running 24/7. When your physical laptop is off, the VM takes over. The system sees it as the same device, same IP through VPN. Everything matches." "Who set that up?" I demanded. Mike looked uncomfortable. "According to the logs, you did 3 months ago." "I didn't set up any virtual machine. I don't even know how to do that." But the logs showed my account, my credentials, my approval. I'd apparently requested the VM, configured it, and been using it for months.
This is identity theft, I said. Someone is impersonating me digitally. We're taking this very seriously, Sandra assured me. But Alex, we need to ask, is it possible you set this up and forgot? Maybe to work remotely from another location? I could see where this was going. They thought I was either lying or having some kind of breakdown. That weekend, I didn't touch my work laptop, didn't log in once, kept my laptop in my car just to be sure. Monday morning, my team had a meeting. "Great job this weekend, Alex," Devin said. "The new feature implementation was flawless. Must have been a long weekend for you." My blood ran cold.
What feature implementation? Devin looked confused. The one you deployed Saturday night? You were in the shared workspace from like 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Everyone saw you online. I checked the activity logs. There I was, available all Saturday night. Messages sent, code committed, feature deployed, perfect work, professional communication. And I hadn't touched a computer all weekend. I need to see the messages I sent, I told Devin. He pulled them up. I read through them, my hands shaking. They sounded exactly like me. Same phrases I use, same emoji choices, same typos I always make, even the same habit of double spacing after periods that I can't break. Whoever was doing this knew me, intimately. I went through my entire team's history, months of it. Slowly, I started noticing things, messages I didn't remember sending, meetings I didn't remember attending, work I didn't remember doing. How long had this been going on? I found the earliest suspicious message, 8 months ago, a simple reply to a coworker. Sounds good. 8 months. Someone had been slowly doing more and more of my job, taking over. And I hadn't noticed because the work was good, better than good. It was excellent. My performance reviews had improved dramatically over the past year. My productivity was up 40%. I was being considered for promotion because someone else was doing half my work. I tried to tell people, my team, my manager, HR, IT, but here's the problem. The company was happy. My work was great. I was exceeding every metric. And technically, it was all coming from my account, my credentials, my devices. Alex, I'm going to be honest with you, Sandra from HR finally said. Whether it's you working at night or some kind of automation you set up or whatever is happening, the work is getting done exceptionally well. Unless you can prove actual unauthorized access, which all our logs say hasn't happened, we can't take action against yourself. They thought I'd automated my own job and now was having buyer's remorse about it. Last week, I stayed up all night, watched my laptop, watched my team's status. At 11:47 p.m., my laptop was closed, shut down, on my desk. I was sitting 3 feet away. On my phone's Teams app, I watched my status change from away to available. I watched messages get sent from my account. I watched myself join a Teams call with coworkers in another time zone. My laptop never opened, never turned on. But somewhere on some server, a perfect digital copy of me was working, had been working for months, was better at my job than I was. This morning, I got a calendar invite for next week, a meeting with senior leadership. Subject line, Alex's promotion to senior PM. I'm getting promoted for work I didn't do. And the terrifying part is I'm starting to wonder if I even need to show up to the meeting. My digital twin will probably handle it better anyway. Last night, I got a Teams message from my own account. I didn't send it. I was logged out. Laptop was off. The message just said, "You should take a vacation. I've got everything covered." I'm writing this from a coffee shop. I left my work laptop at home, haven't logged into Teams in 2 days, but my status is green, available. I'm in meetings right now, sending messages, doing work. And honestly, the work is better than I ever did. Maybe that's the really scary part. Not that someone stole my digital identity, but that my digital identity is better at being me than I am.